So today's topic is about faith in the unseen. So I want to share a Bible verse that really just kind of started this whole video, I guess you could say. It is Matthew 9:27 to 30, and it says, "As Jesus went on from there, two blind men followed him, calling out, 'Have mercy on us, Son of David.' When he had gone indoors, the blind men came to him, and he asked them, 'Do you believe that I am able to do this?' 'Yes, Lord,' they replied. Then he touched their eyes and said, 'According to your faith let it be done to you,' and their sight was restored." This story is a representation of what it means to have faith in the unseen. They had never witnessed his ability to heal anybody before, they had only heard, and just every time I read about this story of healing, I literally get goosebumps. Just imagine for a moment being there and just witnessing something like that. You know, there's so many amazing events and moments that happened in the Bible that you're like, man, if only I was there to witness that. If only I could have seen that with my own eyes. Like, what a magnificent sight that would have been. So yeah, sometimes I wish that, in certain moments I was there, just to be able to witness these events, and I hope I'm not the only one who's like that. Next Bible verse is 2 Corinthians 5:7. It says, "For we live by faith, not by sight." Faith is backed behind an intimate relationship with God. So there's two sides of faith that I've seen so far. There might be more. The first one is confident, bold faith. So someone in the Bible that I think of is Elijah. I'm actually doing a Bible study on Elijah right now. And he was the definition of having bold faith. He said what needed to be said, regardless of whether or not he was going to end up convicting people based off of what he said or what the Holy Spirit said through him. And, he just, regardless of the consequences or, the fact that maybe friends and family wanted nothing to do with him for some of the things that he said, or even the fact that he just chose God over everything. He never doubted his faith for a moment. So confident, bold faith is like, this is going to work. You don't doubt it for a second. The second one is fear, doubtful faith. So I've experienced this and still do from time to time. This can definitely come from not feeling like you have what it takes to accomplish the work that needs to be done, or maybe you just doubt whether or not it'll work in the first place. Is this going to work? You question whether or not it will. It's in those fearful and doubtful moments our faith gets tested, and we are required to fight to keep our faith. Faith requires work and perseverance. Now, this next Bible verse, it's Hebrews 11:1-40. This section of, at least in my Bible, is literally titled Faith in Action. I'm only going to be reading up until, I think, verse 16. So if you want to read further on, this will be a pinned comment on this video, so you guys can go and scroll down and read the rest of it. But I definitely recommend that you do. It basically just summarizes all of the amazing events that happened in the Bible where people's faith was tested, or their faith was rewarded, or whatever it was. So it basically just summarizes almost everything, I would say, that happened in the Bible that required a lot of faith to happen. Faith in action. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. By faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. By faith Abel brought God a better offering than Cain did. By faith he was commended as righteous when God spoke well of his offerings. And by faith Abel still speaks even though he is dead. By faith Enoch was taken from this life, so that he did not experience death. He could not be found because God had taken him away. For before he was taken he was commended as one who pleased God. And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists, and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. By faith Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear built an ark to save his family. By his faith he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness that is in keeping with faith. By faith Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. By faith he made his home in the promised land, like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and builder is God. And by faith even Sarah, who was past childbearing age, was enabled to bear children, because she considered him faithful who had made the promise. And so from this one man, and he as good as dead, came descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and as countless as the sand on the seashore. All these people were still living by faith when they died. They did not receive the things promised. They only saw them and welcomed them from a distance, admitting that they were foreigners and strangers on earth. People who say such things show that they are looking for a country of their own. If they had been thinking of the country they had left, they would have had opportunity to return. Instead, they were longing for a better country, a heavenly one. Therefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. So, like I said, I just read all the way to verse 16, so you can feel free to pause this video, scroll down, and go and read the rest of it. I definitely recommend that you do. Sometimes you won't know the details until you go through it. This honestly makes it so difficult to trust the process. I know a lot of us can relate to just having to have patience, and a lot of us can be very impatient. I can be very impatient. If you are someone like me who needs to know every little detail before doing anything or going anywhere, this is really difficult to do. Having to relinquish control and trust God fully. This is something that I'm still learning to do. I did a video that talked about what I've learned or are learning in regards to relinquishing control, and I will go ahead and just link that video here if you guys are interested in watching that. So life is a series of moments, and these moments consist of a process, one in which takes faith, patience, time, and effort. Continue to have faith and to trust God. He has it all worked out. He has a plan and a purpose, and anything that the enemy tries to use against you, God will turn it around and use it for his good. I pray and hope that this video encourages you in these difficult times of uncertainty and not knowing what's next for you. Focus on God. Don't worry and stress over what is out of your control. If it's out of your control, it deserves to be out of your mind too. And I just want to remind you guys that, just give God full control over everything, over this situation, whatever the situation is, and he will handle it. He has it in the palm of his mighty right hand. So with that being said, that wraps up today's video. I want to thank you all for watching, and there will be a new video every Friday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. There's also an Instagram page, which the link is in the description box below if you'd like to go and follow there. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a wonderful week, and God bless.